Assalamu alaikum, my dear Falconians of level 5. I am your science teacher, Miss Maha Rehan, and today in this video, I am going to continue unit number 12, the solar system. As you all know that we have covered the previous two topics. The first one was about solar system and the second one was the sun. We have already covered those topics. Now it's the time to cover topic 12.2, the planets. In this video, we have to discuss about the 8 planets. What are planets? Planets are large spherical bodies that orbit a sun. There are 8 planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. But among these 8, we have two groups: Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. The first 4 planets are known as the terrestrial planets because they are largely made up of solid. But the remaining other 4 planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, these remaining 4 planets are known as the gas planets because they are made up of entirely of gases. As you can see, all the 8 names are written on your screen and the diagrams of the planet is also on the left hand side. Then one by one, moving on towards the description of the planet, the first one is of Mercury. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It is also the smallest planet. Mercury is so small and has so little gravity that it is virtually unable to hold on to its atmosphere. Mercury has no moons. Then, moving on towards the second planet, which is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. It has a very thick atmosphere that has made it hard for scientists to study the planet. Venus is the only planet that spins east to west on its axis. It is also the only planet that takes longer to spin all the way around its axis than it does to orbit the sun. In other words, we can say that its day is longer than its year. Venus is the closest planet to the Earth, but the reason why humans may one day land on Mars but could never land on Venus is that because Venus is closer to the sun than Mars and therefore is much too hot for humans to survive. Humans cannot survive on Venus. Venus has no moons. Then moving on towards the third planet, which is Earth. As you know that we human beings live on Earth. Earth is the only planet that supports life. Why? It does so because of the presence of water, the makeup of the atmosphere and the temperature. Water covers about 70% of the surface of Earth. The core of the Earth is in the liquid form. Earth has only one moon. Then moving on towards the fourth planet, which is about Mars. Mars is the planet most similar to the Earth. Its temperature could support human life, but there is the lack of oxygen. Though the lack of oxygen means humans would need their own oxygen supply. There is also ice at the caps and underground, which suggests there could have been water supporting some form of life sometimes in the past. But as you know that there is lack of oxygen in Mars and we human beings need oxygen to breathe, so we need our own supply. Mars has only 2 moons. Then moving on towards Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system. It has a huge red spot among 40,000 kilometers wide. This spot is actually a storm that has been active for several hundred years. Jupiter has 3 rings around it that may be caused by dust. Jupiter has at least 67 moons. Then moving on towards Saturn. Saturn is surrounded by rings made from ice and rocks. These rings each orbit the planet at different speeds. While Saturn can be seen from Earth without a telescope, the rings can only be seen with the help of telescope. We cannot see the rings of Saturn without telescope. Saturn has at least 62 moons. Then moving on towards the second last planet, which is Uranus. Uranus lies on its side as it orbits the sun. This could be because of a collision with another planet-sized body, or because of a moon leaving Uranus' gravitational pull and dragging the planet over as it's left. Uranus has the coldest surface temperature of all the planets. Uranus has at least 27 moons. The large planet which is in front of us is Neptune. Neptune's existence was assumed before it was discovered. Scientists were puzzled by the way Uranus sometimes drifted from a natural orbit and believed that there must be another planet influencing its movement. They looked for and discovered the existence of Neptune. Neptune has at least 13 moons. After the completion of 8 planets, we have 2 main terms. The first term is about dwarf planet. Pluto is actually considered as a dwarf planet. Why? Pluto was some years back, Pluto was considered a planet, but scientists now refer to it as a dwarf planet. This is because Pluto is small. It is just 2300 kilometers in diameter, and 2300 kilometers is a very small size, and scientists have discovered similar size bodies within its orbit. That is why Pluto is not considered as a part of the solar system. It is like a dwarf planet. Then moving on towards the second term, which is asteroid belt. What do you mean by asteroid belt? Asteroids are rocks in space. A belt of asteroids is actually rotating around the sun, and it is placed between Mars and Jupiter. The smallest of the asteroids is the size of a tiny stone, but on the other hand, the largest asteroid is about 10,000 kilometers in diameter. Now let me show you a diagram of asteroid belt. As you can see, this dotted part in between. Inside this dotted part is Mars, and outside this dotted part is Jupiter. And between Mars and Jupiter, a dotted line, round is present, which is known as asteroid belt. I hope you all get my point, level 5. Now what is your home assignment? Open your science copies, write down today's rate, and write down the first question with blue color. The first question is, define planets, name the 8 planets of solar system in a web. First of all, you have to write down 2 to 3 lines definition of planets. Then after that, you have to make a web on line page and write down the name of 8 planets, which I have told you earlier. Then the second question is, what is a dwarf planet? You have to name the dwarf planet also, and you have to write down the description of dwarf planet. Then the third question is, what do you mean by asteroid belt? As you know that I have given you the whole explanation about asteroid belt, and this explanation is also present in your science book page number 101. Kindly open your book, read down the topic from there, and make sure to write down the correct answer. Inshallah, I will be meeting with you in the next video with the further on topics. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz. Have a nice day, level 5.